is Ken McDaniel on my right, candidate Buck Day on my left. All right, gentlemen.
Do you mind if I stand?
I do not mind if you stand. Sure.
I just want to introduce myself. My name is Kenneth McDaniel. I was born in Oklahoma City and raised in Oklahoma City. Joined the Air Force as soon as I finished high school. Went to pilot training. Graduated from pilot training in 1956. Married my wife Jerry back there 2 days later. And we've been married ever since for 54 years. I spent 22 years in the Air Force, all over the United States and parts of the world. Moved back to Oklahoma, or retired from the Air Force in 1977 at the grade of Major. And I moved back to Oklahoma that same year, where we settled in Pot County. We lived halfway between Maud and St. Louis. I went back to school, to the university this time, at East Central, and got a degree from East Central and received a Bachelor of Science degree in 1981. Tough going to school when you're 42. I flew as a commercial pilot for about 15 years. I flew for an oil company, a drilling company, and an insurance man, and a few others. And I was in aircraft sales for a time. I'm asking the voters of the District 3 for their support. I'm not asking you for any money. Everything spent on my campaign is coming right out of my paycheck or out of my bank account. I don't have any county employee working for me. I don't have anybody working for me. One of my main objectives is to bring some ethics back to county government. And just as a token of that, I just want to show you a picture here of a sign that's on state property in front of my person's property. I would call the individual, talk to the individual on Saturday between 2 and 2:30, thinking I could get it removed. It's still there. Now, if that's ethical, I'm way off.
Time is up. You have just heard from candidate Ken McDaniel. Next, we will hear from candidate Buck Day.
Thank you.
You may stand if you want.
My name is Buck Day, and I've been a county commissioner. I'm in my 6th term now, so that is 24 years at the end of this year. And first of all, I'd like to introduce my wife, Lana. We haven't been married for 54 years, but we've been married about 30 years. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry, I don't know exactly. I'm sure I'll know after tonight. I'm sure I'll get reminded of that maybe several times. And I have with me, I think my granddaughter's here and my great-granddaughter, and if any of you seen one of my ads, I had my great-granddaughter in there with me, Timber King, and she's back there in the doorway. And I am proud of my family, and I'm proud of the employees that we have had over the years as county commissioner. Let me address this sign here. I can't get that off my mind. This sign here that Mr. McDaniel is displaying. Did you call me, Mr. McDaniel? Did you call me before or after you shot the tires off of that man there at your place?
Had nothing to do with
it. One of my hands, I guess, put a sign up, and I didn't even realize that it was on in front of Mr. McDaniel's property. That's a county road goes down through there, and one of the guys put it up, and I didn't even know it. I really didn't even realize that it was up there. He called, but I didn't realize. I didn't know if he was telling me the truth or not. They say politicians don't ever tell the truth, so I wasn't really sure. They always tell me I'm not telling. I've done everything that I said I was going to do and more. And I think when there was an old saying a long time ago that to leave the pile just a little bit higher than it was when you got here. I can tell you, when I got here 24 years ago, there were roads down in the south part of the gravel roads down the south part of the county you couldn't even get down. Matter of fact, on election night, I didn't even drive down some of them to check the boxes because you couldn't get down for the rust. We solved that problem with the help of the penny sales tax, and I think the penny sales tax is a lifesaver of the county.
Same question, candidate Ken McDaniel. Why did you decide to run for office?
Well, I was offered the opportunity. Let's put it that way. I had no intention of it. I'm not a politician, never have been a politician. But when the candidate that was supposed to run died of a heart attack just a week before the primary, the Republican Party was left without somebody to run. I jokingly said, put my name in. And I didn't really realize I was running until I read it in the newspaper the next day. But since I got it, I have learned of a lot of things that are going on that I would like to see. I'd like to see the jail back under the sheriff. I'd like to see a little bit more participation of the people in our county, because I don't want us to end up like Bell, California. And I really, truly think I can do the job. I've ran a fighter squadron in combat, and I've had a grand life, and I really don't need the job.
Thank you. All right, we will rotating our questions. We will start with candidate Ken McDaniel on this last question. Funding for the safety center has been an issue since its inception. What do you think the role of the county is, and what do you think can be done to help them?
I think it ought to go back under the sheriff and get rid of the high-paid person that's running it out there. Some people think that he owns it, but the way I understand it, we're paying a bond off from the penny sales tax, which runs out in 2 years. Now, my next question is, when the bond is paid for, and the jail no longer needs the money for that bond, and the penny sales tax is on from now on, where does that money go? And it's just, I don't have anything. I haven't gotten into it. I tried to talk to the guy out there at the jail. He refuses to see me.
Same question for candidate Day. Funding for the safety center has been an issue since its inception. What do you think the role of the county is, and what do you think can be done to help them?
Well, the county commissioners have been trying to give them some oversight as far as, and I like to address the issue that Mr. McDaniel keeps bringing up about turning it back over to the sheriff. It is under the trust because, as a trust, it is its own entity, and it's got its own insurance. I feel like if it was brought back under the county, that it would. The county here is the one with the deep pocket, and if that jail gets sued and it's under the county, then the county don't have any money to pay for that. Then that goes back on all the taxpayers in the county into the sinking fund. So everybody that pays ad valorem tax will get to pay off that debt, whether it be $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, $5 million, whatever it is. And these lawyers sometimes don't have. Pardon me, lawyers. I know there's a bunch of you out there. But sometimes they don't have any scruples when it comes to what they can charge. I may need a lawyer when this is over.
All right, we are to this portion of our forum where each candidate is allowed 2 minutes for a closing statement. Once again, we will begin with candidate Ken McDaniel.
Well, I really don't have a whole lot to say. I have tried to learn everything I can learn about the county in the period of time that I've had. It's came to the point where I've tried to see the district attorney. I haven't been able to get an audience with him. I tried to see the manager of the jail out there. I couldn't get an audience with him. And it's just hard to find out things. Now, I knew that Buck would have an answer for the driveway, But when something smells like a rotten egg, it's pretty hard to tell that it's not a rotten egg. And when a driveway goes in at the same time as a road goes in, it smells like a rotten egg to me. When the gravel trucks that are hired to do the gravel moving for the county are in a barn that is owned by Buck Day and paying him rent for that, and I believe the Shawnee News Star at one time had an article in there about the insurance for the gravel company was being ran by or being furnished by his wife and her insurance policy. Again, it just smells like a rotten egg. It's not ethical. It may not be illegal, but it's not ethical. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. Closing statements by candidate Buck Day.
How much time do I have here?
You have 2 minutes. Talk fast.
There's no rotten egg as far as that driveway is concerned. Anybody up and down along that road could have had their driveway paved. All they had to do is pay for it like I did. They're not cheap, and they gave everyone that asked for a quote on the driveway down through there. I want to address the bridge that he was talking about there that's too narrow. We've got in the plans, we've got guardrails planned for to keep people from running into the guardrails that's up there now. So we've got some additional guardrails to plan for that project. In addition, we're going to take that road on back to the west towards Highway 59, Mr. McDaniel, back towards your house. Before we get, whenever we get enough money saved back up. I've been saving on that money for a long time to do that project. As a matter of fact, it's been encumbered for about a year now. But, I've done the best job that I could. When we came in there, the roads were in terrible, when I came into this job, the roads were in terrible condition. We had a jail up on top of the courthouse that was inadequate, and the state come down and made everybody just about in the state of Oklahoma shut their jails down if they didn't build a new jail. And we took it to a vote of the people. The people voted to allow us so much money on the penny sales tax. We passed the bonds, and then when the bonds will be paid for, and I believe it's in 2013. And then when the bonds get paid for, then jails aren't free. Regardless of public opinion or what anybody thinks, those jails are not going to be free, and we're always going to have to pay for them through some form or fashion, and you'll have to do that with the penny sales tax. Vote for Buck Day, November 2nd. Thank you.
Thank you.